Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace to my fellow Akim have their life daily. Push this truth with sincerity and few Aquaf listen and learning. This video is on live faithful unto death. We have examples of men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai doing these things, going on with with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Daniel, Eleazar, the seven Maccabee brothers and their mother. And these are examples that we should, live by, And some of us is going to be cast in prisons. And some of them will be put to death over this truth. So hold fast your integrity and keep doing this thing because, we got a reward coming from doing this thing from the end, all the way to the end. So I'm going to just read a few. This is Daniel 3:1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made a image of gold, whose height was 3 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits, and set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. And Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent to gather together the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, and the counselors, and the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes and the governors and the captains and the judges and the treasurers and the counselors and the sheriffs and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. And then a herald cried with a loud, to you that is commanded, O people, nation, and languages, that at the time when you hear the sound of the cornet, the harp, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kind of music, ye should fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. And whosoever falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people and nations and the language fell down and worshipped the golden image Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. Wherefore, at the time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king, Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou king, thou hast made a decree that every man should hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, and the dulcimer, all kind of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship that image should be cast in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And there are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do ye not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready at the time when ye hear the sound of the cornet, the harp, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, and ye fall down and worship the image which I have made, well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said, O king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee on this matter. But if it be so, our power, whom we service, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us in thy hand, from thy hand. They had confidence in Yahweh Shemi Shai that he would deliver them. He would not let them fall. And this is what we got to also have. We got to have confidence in Yahweh Shemi Shai, you know. But if it be not unto thee that we will not serve thy powers, thy gods, nor worship the image which thou hast set up. And when Nebuchadnezzar was full of fury, the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Wherefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them in the burning fiery furnace. And these men were bound in their coats and their hosen and their hats and their other garments, and there were cast into the midst of the burning fire furnace. Wherefore the king's command was urgent. The furnace was a exceedingly hot flame. It slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the burning fire furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, Did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? And they answered and said unto the king, O king. And he answered, Lo, I see 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And from the hour, from the fourth, it's like the son of Yahweh. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fire furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the most high power, come forth, come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And that's the point. Yahweh Shemi shall protect them. Keep going. And the captains and the governors and the king's counselor were gathered together and saw these men upon whose body the fire had no power, nor was a hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, or the smell of fire had passed on them. You know, Yahweh Shem Shai, they delivered them from the burning fire furnace. And I got a few more examples. This is Daniel and the Lion's King. The king put a decree out that you shouldn't pray to your God. You're supposed to pray to the king's God, you know. And they tried to kill another man in Yahweh Shemel Shai, Daniel, the prophet, and Eleazar. You know, in 2nd Maccabees, the 6th chapter, verse 8, Eleazar refused to taste of the swine flesh. He'd rather go to be put to death, you know. And a matter of fact, I'm going to just read some of it, go right through it real quick. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine flesh, but choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such abomination, spit it forth and came to his own accord to the torment, as it behooved them to come to resolve to stand out against such things, as it is not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance which they had with the man, taking him aside and besought him, bringing him to bring him flesh of his own provision, such as it was lawful for him to use, to make as he did eat the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. And that so they tried to make it seem like Eleazar would deceive the people that he ate of the flying flesh, giving him food that was lawful for us Israelites to eat, you know, and that so doing delivered the man from death. For the old friendship with them he found favor. Them found favor with them, found favor, but he began to consider discreetly as it became to his age and the excellency of his ancient years, and honor the honor his gray head, whereon he came, where whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made given by Yahweh, wherefore he answered according and willed them to straightway send him to the grave. For it becometh not our age, he said, in any wise to disassemble, whereby any young person might think that Eleazar, being fourscore and 10, and he was fourscore, that's 80, and 10 years, that's 90 years old. So he was 90 years old, and were now gone into a strange religion. He was an elder among the people. And he deceived them by eating flying flesh. He'll get more people to hurry up and do the will of that king. He didn't do that. He held fast to the integrity of the law, statutes, commandments, and he eventually he ended up giving up the ghost, but he lived an example how to die courageously for the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Let's keep on reading. But it's an example how to live honorably, And though through my hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age and make it abominable. And that's the point, because you're gonna be offered things just to live a little while longer, a little time longer in this life. The hour of the temptation is coming. The MOTB is here. It just ain't fully been implemented. Made to where you have to surgically get it implanted in you, but it's coming. It's here already. The infrastructure is built. It just ain't. They starting to place demands on the digital ID. We already make money through digital transactions right now. Keep reading. For the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet I shall not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Therefore, now manfully changing this life, I was so much such as one as my age required, leaving a notable example, such as to die and live, such as to be young and to die willingly and courageously for the honorable holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. He went into he got tortured and put to death. That's a notable example of how to live for the law, statutes, commandments. But here's some precepts to get you understanding what times we are heading into, because We're going to be taking off the highways and hedges. We ain't going to be able to teach anymore. Some of us going to be cast into prison. This is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. The name of the script, the video. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that's what we're waiting for. Waiting for the return of Yahushua and the Most High. And the elect men, the teachers, are going to receive a crown of life from the hand of Yahushua. And he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit say unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. The thorough nuclear destruction that's coming. By these nukes, it's the second death that's coming. The first death was the flood of water. This death that's coming up is going to be a flood of fire. During the great dreadful day of the Lord. This is Revelation 6 and 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of men that were slain for the word of Yahweh and the testimony, and for the testimony which they held. The prophets in the spirit world, immediately, don't worry about going to the grave. Immediately you die, you go right back up to the spirit world. They only got power to kill this flesh. They can't kill the soul, your spirit. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahweh, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell upon the earth? And these are the elect, 144,000. They up in the heavens right now. Elder Alba Bivens, and the other saints, other elders of One West are in the spirit world. And some of the elders of GMS is in the spirit world saying this right now. That went into the spirit world. This Revelation 14 and 13, and I heard a loud voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die, and Yahweh from henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. And Yahweh Ratazah, my works still follow me, and my name is written in the book of life. And some of you that hear this message, your name is in the book of life too. You'll be delivered, from my enemies. So, one more scripture I want to get. This is this is 2nd Ezra 2 and 42. Ezra saw upon Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised Yahweh Bashim Yahshua with songs. In the midst of them were a young man of a high stature, taller than the rest. A young man of a tall stature, taller than the rest, is Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly called JC. His name is Yahushua. His name means He saved, He delivered. All Israelite names have meaning. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and were more exalted, which I marveled greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the immortal clothing and put on the immortal, have confessed the name of Yahweh, and now they are crowned and receive palms. Then said I to the angel, and those are the elect. The answered and said unto me, These are they that put off the immortal clothing and put on the immortal, because once Yahweh Shah returns, we're gonna have that new body, and we're gonna be like Him. We're gonna live forever. We're gonna have spiritual bodies, but we still gonna be having sex, making kids, and all that stuff. The scriptures say one shall be a strong nation. So once the kingdom set up, the men of Israel, we're gonna be doing a whole lot of fucking in the kingdom. These be they that put off their mortal clothing and put on the immortal. We're gonna live forever and confess the name of Yahweh, and now they are crowned and receive palms. And Yahweh is the name of the Most High. His name means He exists, He to be. Then said I to the angel, What person is it that crowned them and give them palms in their hand? So he answered and said unto me, Is the Son of Yahweh, who they have confessed in the world. Then I greatly commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shai. Then the angels, that's it. That's the point. These men stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shai. And these men stood stiffly, not wavering. Even if they went to put to death. Matter of fact, the apostles, all 11 of them, was killed, except John the Revelator. He died on Patmos, the island Patmos, of an old age. So that's it with this video. I pray this video is edifying to the hopeful elect. With that said, shalom.